Hi everyone, my name is Ariana Alvarez and this is my final presentation on the strategy of changing study locations. This strategy is to change an individual's study environment periodically. The strategy prevents boredom and satisfies one's desirable difficulties. The strategy provides many benefits that can increase motivation. I chose this strategy because the lack of motivation affected my performance negatively, and I always felt bored, which resulted in longer study time and lazy results in my assignments. The research evidence I found was that students need to identify a number of isolated study spots and rotate through these hidden locations when studying. By changing study locations, it prevents students from burning out or getting bored at any particular place and keep their mind refreshed and stimulated. This is how to apply the strategy. First, you test out different study locations, whether it's hourly or daily. Second, you determine what works best for you and eliminate the locations that you don't like or feel less productive in. And last but not least, based off your favorite locations, spread out and plan out when to study at those locations periodically. By following those steps, this is how I applied the strategy. On Monday, I studied in my room. On Tuesday, I studied at the Starbucks on campus. On Wednesday, I studied in my room again. On Thursday, I studied outside in the hub on campus. And on Friday, I studied in the library. Here is my assessment of applying this learning strategy. So in week 7, before the strategy was applied, you can see that compared to week 8, when I did apply the strategy, there was a better performance in my grade and time consumed. And here's my evaluation and what I learned. By sitting in my room, I felt less productive, and having the scenery of my bed discouraged me from continuing to do my work. Crowded locations such as the hub was a good spot to study because the outside noises were very calming, which helped me continue to study. And the library was very quiet, and seeing students study was very motivating as well. Coffee shops, the smell, the view, and other likable surroundings such as coffee and food increased my motivation. I learned that my motivation was very well improved and had increased. So the question is, why use this strategy? I learned that you can focus better because it prevents boredom and it increases productivity. It was easier for me to remember things and my motivation was very well increased. Now, let's talk about how you can adapt this strategy in other scenarios and generalizing it. Here's an example. A student only studies at their house but feels bored and lacks motivation. By changing study locations at least twice every other day, the student can feel motivated by a change of scenery, different distractions, and new conditions. Also, they can gradually adapt better to the strategy. The changes can increase the student's enthusiasm and help them feel more comfortable and productive instead of feeling chained up at a desk. And just something to remember when you are applying this strategy works differently for everyone. This is designed for those who are unable to study in one location effectively. And take time to learn what location works best for you. And it's okay to repeat them as long as it's not back to back. Here are my references. And that concludes the end of my presentation. Thank you so much for listening.